You should know that every time you smoke a cigarette, it's torture time for yourself after you're done with the cigarette. But it might be the right way for taking a break during a customer service job. For God, knob, knock, knock, jokes go, like I said, the door for an answer. From who? The door. Talks? Really? Yeah. The barrel doesn't yell in your mouth if you check through the hole of the right type, not the wrong type. Shutting the fuck up and looking through the hole, not asking who's there. Because then I go, open the door or you're dead. Right. That's another joke, you think? Boom! And you just died. You couldn't even look in the barrel and you couldn't yell. Anyway, you see what I mean. If the barrel is in your mouth, it's a question if it's the trigger pressed after or before, where you can't yell. It's when the trigger has been pressed, you can't yell, Mr. Z. By the way, I have two Z's in my name. You probably owe me like double than the rest that gave me or give me. You probably owe me like double Z's go in my name in your Jay-Z thing just to prove you have my lyricism precision to tell me the barrel is in your mouth and you can't yell as if I don't know you can, lying to the public. And on top of it, you think it's your own lyricism. It isn't even mine, it's the master of the universe who invented it. And on top of it, he tells me to violate your freedoms a little bit by doing a court case scenario, or I think he does, talking through my lips. Because you see, when the master of the universe talks to you, he makes you talk and make you think you have his own ideas. Not a joke. Never mind how to talk to highly advanced any people, a bunch. When it's a bunch of people, they're not the master of the universe. The master of the universe is alone. Do you understand? His brain is as big as the universe or bigger to make sure he maintains the whole universe, not designs the whole thing, but he did the best thing. I find the bestest thing. And there's technology to capture your soul when you die on Earth. And then after that, you might restart right away on Earth instantly as a baby growing. Just you don't know what life you might get. You might get crucified in your life as the next stone man, a man who has open oceans and then goes, oh shit, and that's evaporating oceans and there's no more trees soon. If you see what I mean, is that a good joke? Scientifically speaking, some people don't understand the scientific jokes, like my mathematical jokes of all kinds. So, what is 345? That's pi's continuation, no one knows. That's not a joke, and that's not a joke. It's mathematically provable. You are a genius if you come up with something that clarifies things that have been looked for since the dawn of mankind, like 345 in pi's continuation, which is right from the get go. If you remove the ones, both of them, and the dot or comma in French, then you see 9, an upside down 6, 6, 6, 3 digits, average every 3 digits. First number is highest, second number is lowest, but only usually, where the third is usually between the two first. Usually, it's a fluctuation. Pi, most of it, not a continuation you look for endlessly. You found the continuation perhaps thanks to me. That proves I'm a genius, not a joke. And it's 345 right from the beginning. That's a continuation. You never said perhaps an endless continuation or periodic continuation. You said continuation, right? That's where it is right from the get-go, where it's hardest to find after you look at endless numbers. You find it from the get-go. That's where you find what is odd. Imagine I created you a what is odd hint, and what to find is what is odd, or what is the continuation in pi, and here's the number. And then I torture you while you have to look at the fucking number of 100 digits, and you have to find it. Now you're gonna be God Almighty I guess you wanted to ruin someone's life because you feel that you had society in order under your command. Just some schizo had you disappear mankind's um, power of yours. Of course, you feel like he ruined your life trying his best, and all you lost is a couple bills. And then you don't see how society continued after. You just needed to torture his family related one for the rest of all time, right? You fool. Then the next Death Spectre or the last Death Spectre gets to look at that and enjoy it because he gets replaced by that move. Then you understand what the horribly cursed title the most is the God Almighty titled or Devil title. I'm not sure which, or perhaps it's the God Almighty est, who is the most concerned or the most hard to do job. Just he probably enjoys himself more than anyone, just to encourage you to go through the evolution. Evolution happens two ways or many ways. One guideline in one word is find passwords being one word, or torture yourself while looking at something hard to find, or just torture yourself just a bit, like maximum ways until you twitch out of it, and or until it's past this, what you see. Then it might actually increase your sharpness of feeling better about wisdom and knowing what it is to increase wisdom with you going through a bit of something that most people don't do for the sake of mankind. That might be worth it to do this with a torchlight, which heals completely, more or less. Yeah, exactly, fully. Like this hand used to have three dots on it. Now it has one dot. Given I did it again. And I notice on the hands there's not much scars, and on the face there's not much scars. Because God Almighty is concerned about you having a job, which is not necessarily. If your scars are like really bad, maybe it's not a good idea to put smileys on your hands or your face, and make sure you get a job, not look crazy. But if your job is to get crucified for your boss, I mean, that's God Almighty, yes, I hope, who doesn't do anything but make you talk with your lips his ideas the whole time. All right? So, someone telling you stuff like this, you should believe them if it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, don't believe them, especially if you are into finding highly advanced civilizations instead of fighting who matters the most, the God of the universe, God Almightiest, or the demon God who controls this universe. And why demon God? Just so you understand that no arrogance is allowed, expecting no evil to be done whatsoever, given that evil is part of nature and the universe for evolution reasons. Evolution is part of happiness, and you know how boring it is to watch mankind get through a stone era, because it takes 350,000 years to get the year from last man surviving or last man standing on earth until your civilization and mind goes to space. The dog specter, respectable one, is not to be replaced. You understand that's 500,000 minimum years if mankind fails. If mankind goes to space, that's in 2.5 million years. That's surviving perfectly in space. And there's a gap on Google you could check, which is 2.5 million years between like the Homo erectus or is there a gap in the people's bones on earth? Why do you think? Just to give me a chance? Probably not just that, but might as well. Because a hopeless case will always need to bother with something no one does. And I guess you don't bother subscribing, sharing, and listening everything from the beginning. I have to tell you that it's just words that might be impressive if I change my voice as I please or as the master pleases, because sometimes I can't as I please. I understand, and you don't understand what's the voice that commands my voice, and I just can't talk like I just talked right now. I just don't can't. I just can't even try to do it. Like the other day, I could snap my fingers and decide to do it, and now I can't change my voice suddenly. It's not like I control this, not a joke. But I guess there's gray zones in there. So, what do you think? Is a perfect timer looking at time every time? You look at the clock, you waste time, so you're not perfectly on time. And what if I make every perfect timer a riddle to be found? What's the timer of this video as a riddle to check, or maybe just as a proof that I get to do this? That's verifying the time. And if I don't do this, that's meaning that I have the time down packed, not knowing what time it is without checking the time. Now I just check the time, right? Again, and I guess if you notice that 11.11 minutes is something done without the time checked, maybe you want to respect it, that is so accurate on time, perfectly designed for you to just be seeing some viral things or entertaining, possibly to just educate you further, for you to share finally things through your Facebook. And only sharing on Facebook is best, because that's the best way to do it at no cost. No?